Okay, in this video we're going to look at using phrasal verbs in IELTS. Now, phrasal verbs can be important for IELTS as someone who can use them naturally shows that they have a good command of the English language. They can be used in speaking but also in IELTS letter writing, though this is mostly in informal letters. You also want to be able to recognise them if someone else uses them in their writing or speaking, otherwise you may misunderstand what they are saying. So knowing them will help with listening and reading as well. So what are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are verbs plus a preposition or an adverb, or they could be followed by two adverbs. When these two words are put together, they have a different meaning to what each word means on its own. So here's an example. I can't put up with your rudeness anymore. You probably know that the word put means to place something somewhere, such as I put the book on the table, and the word up means towards a higher position. However, when these words are put together, the meaning completely changes. To put up with means to accept someone or something unpleasant in a patient way. So what are some difficulties with using phrasal verbs? It is not this straightforward as we just looked at, because some phrasal verbs must take an object and some can be put either side of the object. For example, look at this illustration with the phrasal verb let down, which means disappointed. So for example, he let me down, he disappointed me. I felt let down by my friend. My friend really let me down. Another difficulty is that they are verbs, which obviously means they take a tense and will change according to whether it's past, present or future. So let's look at an example of how phrasal verbs take tenses. This one's with break up, which means to end a relationship. So I broke up with my girlfriend last week is the past simple. I hope my girlfriend does not break up with me, the present simple. I've broken up with my girlfriend, the present perfect simple, or I think I'm going to break up with my girlfriend, the future simple. And also some have more than one meaning. For example, I've fallen out with my friend. This can mean to be argue and to be on bad terms with somebody. Or I eat a lot of sweets, I hope my teeth don't fall out. This means become loose and unattached, and is usually referring to hair or teeth. So let's look at phrasal verbs and IELTS. Phrasal verbs can be useful for IELTS, particularly to improve your speaking and letter writing when using informal phrasal verbs. That said, as with any new vocabulary, you have to be careful with the way you learn them. Its usage needs to be natural. If you just learn some phrasal verbs and try to fit them into your speaking or writing to get a higher score without knowing them properly, it may sound unnatural and you may make mistakes, which will be noticed by the examiner. So the aim of these following pages is to show how they can be used in an IELTS context. So the words have been placed in answers to IELTS type speaking questions. There are more formal types of phrasal verbs, but the focus here is on informal ones. So let's look at some phrasal verbs in use for IELTS. So to hang out, this means to spend time relaxing. Or to catch up with, this means meet someone after a period of time and find out what they have been doing. So this could be an IELTS question. What do you normally do at the weekends? So let's see how these phrasal verbs have been used. I usually just hang out with my friends. We'll go to the cinema or something. Unfortunately, I don't get the chance to catch up with them often, as we are all so busy with work. Let's look at some more examples of phrasal verbs for IELTS. Cut down, back on. So cut down, cut back on means to reduce. Give something up means to quit or stop doing it. Cut out means to stop eating something permanently or for a long time. Find out means to discover something. So let's look at another typical IELTS type question. So do you have a healthy lifestyle? I don't think I really do. Something I definitely need to do is cut down on the amount I smoke or even give it up completely. I would also like to cut out red meat from my diet. I've read that both of them are unhealthy. I found out recently that my father has cancer and he smoked a lot when he was younger. Let's look at some more. Get along or get on, that means to like each other. Fall out, as we'd already looked at, means to argue, to be on bad terms with someone. So do you like the place where you live? Yes, I live with some college friends, and there are several of us in the same house, so it is crowded, but we get along well, so we have not had any serious problems. I fell out with one guy who lived there because he played his music too loud, but he has moved out now. Let's look at another example. Clean up means to tidy, clean. Come across means to find something unexpectedly. So do you like to collect things? Not anymore, but the other day I was cleaning up my room when I came across an old album of football stickers. I used to collect them when I was younger. So there we've seen some examples of phrasal verbs and their uses in IELTS. There's a link below to the page on the website where you can read about it further, and you can also do an exercise and a quiz. And there's also other things you can check out here, some more links to other IELTS buddy materials to help you with the test.